By way of introduction to the textual sources for the two Aronot, one that contained the Shivri Luchot, the other that contained the full set of Aseret Hadibrot, we should first look at the timeline for the years 2448 into 2449. What we draw out from the texts is that on or around Vav Sivan 2448, a Brit was established between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Bnei Yisrael, part of which was the oral presentation of the Aseret HaDibrot. Moshe ascends Har Sinai, remains there for 40 days, to return on the 17th of Tammuz. In the meantime, the Bnei Yisrael had created the Egel, and resulting in the smashing of the Luchot on Shiva Asar B'Tammuz. Moshe then ascends Har Sinai, remaining there for a further 40 days, attempting to reverse God's decision regarding a complete annihilation of Bnei Israel. On Rosh Chodesh Elul, Moshe returns to Har Sinai, remains there for 40 days, returning on the 10th day of Tishrei 2449 with a new set of the Aseret HaDibrot. Approximately 6 months later, we have the consecration and dedication of the Mishkan. The revelation at Matan Torah is recorded in Shmot 19 and Shmot 24, while the narrative of the first set of Luchot, the Egel, and the second set of Luchot is located in Shmot 32 to 34. Between these two narrative pieces, we have Parashat Truma Tetzaveh, and Sefer Shmot concludes with Parashat Vayakal Pekudei, both dealing with the Mishkan. In Truma Tetzaveh we have the instructions for the building of a Mishkan and the details regarding the Big Day Kahuna. Most of this information is repeated in Vayakal Pekudei. The only difference is that in these two parashiot, the Torah records the actual fulfillment of the instructions presented in Truma Tetzaveh. Regarding the Aron, Moshe is told that Ve'asu Aron Atzei Shittim, they, the people, should facilitate the making of an Aron out of Atzei Shittim. Its dimensions were to be in Amot, 2.5 the length, 1.5 the width, and 1.5 the height. In 21, V'natata et ha-kaporet al ha'aron milmaila, Moshe was to arrange for the kaporet, a form of covering, to be placed upon the Aron. Ve'el ha'aron titein et ha'edut asher etein elecha, future tense. Into the Aron were to be placed the Luchot, which bore testimony to the revelation of God to his people, followed by 22, in which God informs Moshe that V'na'adati lecha sham, the Aron with the kaporet would function as a point of contact between God the Spirit and man the physical. V'dibarti itcha me'al ha-kaporet, I will speak to you from upon the kaporet, specifically mibein shtei ha-kruvim, between the two kruvim, asher al ha-aron ha'edut, that had been placed upon the Aron ha'edut. And at this point in time onwards, we refer to the Aron as the Aron ha'edut because it contained the Edut, the Aseret HaDibrot. Moving over to Parashat Vayakal Pekudei, Shmot 37, we are told that Vayas Betzalel et ha'aron Atzei Shittim. In actuality, it was Betzalel who fabricated the Aron out of Atzei Shittim. Once again, the dimensions are recorded, 2.5 by 1.5 by 1.5.